Well guys, welcome back to another episode of The Last Game Hunter, and today I'm excited because I get to finally build my 8Bitdo do-it-yourself Genesis Bluetooth controller. Now, the downside to building this controller is you need to take an original Genesis 6-button controller and take it apart. I couldn't do that. I could not bring myself to do that. So what did I do? Well, I'll show you that soon. So guys, sit back, relax, check out the video on the 8Bitdo do-it-yourself by yours truly, the Game Hunter, yeah? And check out how easy it is to convert your controller and an alternative controller to get the job done. So what we're going to need is, of course, the 8Bitdo Bluetooth do-it-yourself kit, obvious, and the alternative to wrecking a 6-button Genesis controller. Now, being a huge Sega fan, I can't do that. I can't even think about doing that. So let's open this up and let me show you the alternative. So now you could go and buy a 6-button Genesis controller used for anywhere from $30 to $50. They're all over the place right now. Or, sorry about the noise, or you could just go buy the Hyperkin GN6 controller and do the exact same thing. And knowing Hyperkin's quality, you don't have to worry about it being a junky piece of garbage. Now, I'm not sure about the retro-bit Sega ones out there, and I might buy one of those down the road to try it because it actually has Sega on the casing. So that is something I might do in a further video or an update to let you know. But right now, for the best of my knowledge, this is built identical to the Sega controller for $17 off Amazon. Okay, so as far as I know, this looks like it's the same screw layout and everything. So what you'll need, of course, oh, this controller does feel really good. You can tell it's new, you can tell it needs to be broken in. But as you can see, there's your controller and the buttons, including a little security sticker. The screw holes look like they're identical to the original Genesis, right down to this groove, like they used the Sega mold. So let's take this, open it up, and take a look at what's inside. So it actually comes with some instructions. Oh, another thing I would like to point out, which is very important, there are knockoff gamepads out there and they don't have this mode switch. You need the mode switch for this build, okay? So that's why I went with the Hyperkin one, because as far as I know, from everything I have from Hyperkin, it looks like it's the exact same product. You know, maybe not the same quality, but pretty darn close. So you have a sheet that is a manual. Like I said, there's not much to this, so it shouldn't be too hard. And then in our bubble wrap here, oh, you get a screwdriver. I will use my own. And you get a, what was it, USB? No, micro USB charging cable. For a second I thought we had a USB-C for the charging cable, but that's not so. Now in this wonderful, I'm going to reuse this bag for something else because I do a lot of static sensitive things. And this one's even got a little zip lock to it. And then we have our board. So as you can see, piece of rubber here. We'll figure that out as we go along. Okay, so here we have our items to do the job with. First thing I'm going to do is take apart the Hyperkin controller. Now, I wouldn't mind just getting rid of the sticker altogether. Okay, so now we have everything we need to do this build. This screwdriver doesn't seem that bad, but I would always recommend using your own because your own tools are going to be a lot more comfortable on your hand. I find these plastic hard things kind of I don't know, they're just not there. But what do you expect? It's free with the product. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take apart this controller. Nice thing about this is I don't have to do any refurbing or cleaning. It's brand new. Okay, now that we have all the screws out, remove the back. And unless any screws holding this in, the answer is no. And let us remove this here. So now we want to take the rubber that was on this one here and put it back here. So this goes here. This goes here. And this goes here. Now, was there anything for this? No. Okay, so let's take a look at why this rubber is here. So basically this should just drop in, if I am correct. I hope I am. Would help if I put it the right way. Look at that, guys. It actually lines up perfectly. Every little hole, every little thing, as if it was an original mold. Ha! That is beautiful. Now this rubber piece here, apparently just goes right here. Now we put the back on. That little piece of rubber fills in the hole right here so you can see your charge port. So it just cleans it up a little. Let's put the screws back in. So taking anything new apart kind of wrecks the day. So there we go, all back together. Oh, and look at that. We actually have a flashing light here, as I probably accidentally turned it on. And wow, that feels good. That does feel good, guys. So there you have it. That's how easy it is. Okay guys, so after playing about a half hour of games, I decided that maybe I should actually plug it in, try it out, and see how it charges. Now, one cool thing is, of course, once it plugs in and charges, this little rubber thing that was there for a spacer goes from blue to green. So then you know it's charging. And it looked like it became ready as a PC device, so maybe I'm able to use it plugged in on my PC, or I can use it via Bluetooth on my PC, which is really cool. Now, what was not cool was the fact that my cable didn't plug in. So on the Hyperkin mold, there's two little tabs that come down here, and it caused it to be just narrow enough that the cable does not plug in. So I had to take it apart and cut those two tabs off. Now as you can see, it didn't really do any damage or cause any bad appearance to the controller. So it was very minor, considering I still didn't have to wreck a 6-button Sega Genesis controller. So for that little tiny bit of a mod, just remember that if you used a Hyperkin GN6 to do your 6-button 8Bitdo do-it-yourself mod, that you may have to cut the tabs off. Now this just could be a mold thing where mine was made and it was a little narrower. Who knows? So guys, I have to say that the product feels and acts and responds very decently. I also have to say that the feel, fit, and finish didn't feel any different when I grabbed the 6-button Sega Genesis controller to see what the plastics felt like. I found them to be pretty much identical. So I hope you enjoyed my Tinker show, where I like to change things, modify things, or make beautiful wireless controllers. So if you have an idea of something that you want me to do, mod, build, change, and it's within my power to do so, I will do my best to do this for you. Comment below. I love to do modding, changes, or any type of tinkering or repairs that I can possibly get my little fingers on, because that's one thing that I really enjoy doing. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the show, and until next time, it's definitely game over.